everyone, Simus here. Welcome back to Ark Survival Evolved. First off, I find it a little bit interesting to note that bunny dodos are still up even though the event was supposed to end 2 days ago. This kind of gives a little bit of weight to my theory that the patch was supposed to come out on the 30th because it would turn off the event and also give us all the new stuff. So that's just something interesting. If you're still trying to collect the eggs or whatnot, that you can still get them, I guess. But anyways, since there's really not a whole lot going on with the other server until said patch actually drops, figured what we would do today is basically we're going to do a tour of my main base on this server instead of single player. So for proper impact, we have traveled outside of my base, and this is what you see when you are approaching. And this is all mine. I have been working on this base for probably since around late August of last year. I haven't been playing on the server too much because of playing on single player, so a lot of it is unfinished, But this is what I have so far. So the first thing you're probably going to wonder about is this weird looking thing here. This is what I call my Spino deployment ramp. As you can see, any and all animals can pass through it, through the gate. But if you are me and you are on a Spino, which is often, what we use it for is we go this way. And we just come up the ramp here straight into the base. Because I will eventually have gates and walls, that's what all this weird pillory stuff is. And then 10 minutes later my base actually loads in and you can see it. I did notice that with the patch they did say performance had improved. That may be true and I'm definitely getting more frames, but the downside is rendering seems to have gone to shit basically, and it takes even longer than usual, which given that the size of my base it already takes forever, so. But as you can see here, I have a lot of Spinos. This isn't even all of them. These are just the ones that happen to be in the side. There isn't a cult meeting or anything, they're just all by the troughs that are inside here. But this is the first building that we are going to check out. This is my hatchery. So this is where I do all of my breeding and all of that. As you can see, it's a very large area. You can fit 3 adult Spinos in here at the same time as needed in case I get triplets, which doesn't happen often, but in case that it does. So this doesn't always work because of the stupid rendering problem, but when it does, so here, this tile is basically where the eggs sit. And if you come around here, that's my mascot monkey Bandit. If you come under here, this is where my ACs are. I have 9 of them, and because the AC radius does go through the floors, that means so it's just basically for convenience. So that you don't have to worry about the baby animals. I'm sorry guys, this is why I don't really do anything on the server. This is just a little bit of decoration. Alright, so anyways, so then up here is basically all utility stuff. I do need to put a second grill in still, but... And then this, while I'm up here and I have eggs going on, I can look down and see what's going on in case one does hatch or something like that. I did unfortunately run out of fuel in the generator, so anything that was in here is probably long spoiled. I have some spoiled meat. Not really a huge thing, honestly, because I didn't have anything important in here. And then down here, a little more decoration, and I can spawn in here directly for whenever I need to, in the off chance that something happens and I need to get here fast. I do plan on putting in like an elevator, so you could actually theoretically collect a lot of meat up with a quetz or something, land on the roof and deliver it that way, but for right now the system works fine the way that it is. I do have a keypad to run my lights, because I do have lights. There's one there, there's two on the top. I don't have any fuel for my generator right now, and it's daytime anyway, but... And my two T-Rexes, the only two that I have... Oh, I'm stuck under my ramp. They are twins. They were gifted to me from a friend who is very awesome. I don't have saddles for them because I don't have the saddle engram. And then these are just all my Spinos. Well, some of them. This guy is the current progress on one of my breeding projects. Ooh, why is your head in this other Spino? Okay, we're gonna turn him around a little bit just so we can see his head. Ooh. Another pet peeve of having the E button do everything. So this is Azor. He is basically part of my project to make blue Spinos, or at least as blue as we can get. We are missing one color still. I'm breeding for that, but I'm trying not to do any inbreeding, so it's really hard to get the combinations that we want. Anyways, before we even get to the base, I know you're all going, what the hell is this over here? This is my defensive wall. Basically, my entire base is going to have this type of wall at some point. There's the rest of my Spinos. Like I said, I have a lot of them. And the main reason I have this wall is not just to keep out animals. With this many Spinos, I don't really care about anything falling in, but it does block Gigas, which it's extremely rare in this area, but they can actually wander this far. But this is my super awesome wall. I did build it basically from the bottom up. I did all of these foundations first, then I did the ceilings, then I built the walls down. There are some really weird design things going on, which ends up with these bolt holes basically. I can actually shoot stuff from here if I wanted to. Look at all the delos out here. They would be in my yard getting eaten by Spinos. But basically, it just goes all the way down. And it looks like there's something stuck. Did something spawn? There is a Carno. Nah. Haha, you can't do anything. This is actually where there's going to be a generator so I can run some lighting and stuff. This Carno is funny. Eh. I could actually stab him through the wall if I wanted to. So then we get down here and open that. it took longer to paint all this than it did to actually build it. So then you can pop up here, and then you can walk down the other side of it. Don't growl at me, Carno. So as you can see, the wall is extremely effective. So then we can walk all the way across, and this is going to take forever to render in. Especially because of that stupid lag. I don't know why it does it, but very, very constantly it will actually do that and just go back in time. This is my base. I call it the Arkanus. It is probably the biggest base on the server. It's kind of hard to see from this angle, but it took probably 2 straight months of working on it basically every day to get it. I mean, it wouldn't have taken as long, but we do have, I've been working on this since before we had frogs and stuff. But come in here. This is my trophy room where I keep my trophies. I only have 1 artifact right now because I've been too busy doing other stuff to go caving, but that's that. And we're gonna ignore that for right now and come down here. And here is basically the hunting room with this compy that needs to go where it needs to go. But I keep all of my supplies here, arrows, narcotics, and I can quickly repair armor, and I have a bed for emergency spawns, so that's that. And we'll go this way. You can probably already tell what animals I have up here. This is... You know your base is a little bit too big when wild animals spawn in it. Actually, I had a Dilo spawn in here and eat all my dodos. This room used to have about 5 dodos in it. But this is supposed to be the dining room. I haven't put the tables and stuff down yet. And here is my kitchen. That still needs work as well. Most of my base is not anywhere near complete. Like, I still need a cooker for in here. But I have 2 grills. So I have 3 grills in total. And these are all for making jerky. Then when you come in here, this is cold storage where I can keep basically everything. And I do keep some narcotic making station here so I can use the spoiled meat and the narco berries right away. So, and then actually over here, medical supplies. For when I need blood bags. I don't actually make them, I just pick them all up and keep them, because I hoard everything. So then we go over here. So this just goes out to the other side of the base. I don't have any fencing up on the outside, so if I'm getting chased by something, I can just run right inside. Then we go over here. This is one of the 2 ways up to the 2nd floor. And here we go. Here's my generator room, with said generator making an appearance. And down here, another in progress area. This is the vault room. I don't have any vaults yet, obviously, but here's a little cool little design thing. If this was PvE, I would have like a PvP, not PvE. I would have turrets and stuff up there. And I would have an empty vault to troll people, because there's room for several vaults in there. And this is probably... This is the room everybody goes crazy about when they see it. This is my hangar. It is an extremely large building. It took forever to build this part. And this is where I keep all my birds. The Argents are usually up there. on those ceilings. Unfortunately, there's a thing with patches where they will actually occasionally fall right through onto here, so I've gotten really tired of having to sort them all and put them back up there every patch. So I just haven't. But as you can see, we can go ahead and open this up. And I have a landing pad as well. It is red so that you can see where it is when you're coming in, because there's supposed to be a light here that I haven't made yet. And this is, yeah, let me close this. This is the front of the Arkanus. So this is a very large base. So that's that. I really should have put an elevator in here as well, but I built the base before we had elevators. So I also keep, these are animals that I'm currently in the middle of building a new little space for, but in the meantime they're just going to hang out in here with the birds where they are completely safe. Nothing can get to them. And yeah, so then you can come up here. So this is where the birds are supposed to be. So they're up out of the way of the quets. Only 2 of those quets are mine, the other one's my tribe mates. The quets are also twins. It was actually really fortunate that that happened. But anyways, so this is floor 2. So you come over here, and you come in here. And this room is actually not super necessary anymore. This was my original forge room, where basically I would make anything that needs forges. And this here is the powder room, basically. It's where I make spark powder and cementing paste. So most of these boxes just hold stone and, oops, and chitin and keratin, lots and lots of it. And you can store the stuff right here, so you can just walk in, grab it, and get straight to work. And then we come, I'm gonna go around here first, because the other room's a really big one. And here is the dye room, painting room. This is a mod that we have, the paint mixer. It's basically so you can actually pick which color you want to make without having the spoilage. It does run on electricity. I know it's designed a little bit weird, but it's incredibly handy. Before we had that mod, I just used a cooking pot like normal people. And that goes up to the 3rd floor. Yes, my base has 3 floors to it. It's why it took forever to build. So now we're gonna go around here, and this is basically the biggest single room that I have. This is the workshop where all the magic happens. So I've got smithy, fabricator. This is all material storage. Not all of the boxes are full, but many of them are. So I keep basically everything that you could possibly need to craft stuff. And over here is my library, under construction as you can see, but so we only have 3 bookshelves so far. I will be making more to fill the room up, but that's where I keep all my blueprints that I'm not currently using. The ones that I'm currently using go on this one. And then over here, this was the biggest modification I've made since completing the main part of the base, is I managed to rearrange my base to stick a industrial forge in here. I still have some work to do in this room, but this was my tool room where I kept literally just tools. I had a box for each one because I picked up so many from fighting alphas and all that sort of thing. And so we've got that. I spend most of my time probably in the workshop. Then we go up here to the 3rd floor. This door is open because I come up here a lot and I'm really lazy about it. This is my bedroom, kind of. I need to make a bunk bed, but this is basically my main spawning room. This is going to be a closet. I need to make the walls, but I have a lot of nerdery glasses and a lot of helmets. I guess I should show you this. This is what my character looks like on this server. I have a thing about those glasses. That's why I collect them. So yeah, that's basically that. In here is... This is basically the utility room. Sort of. This is where all the piping goes through. And my one random dodo. This dodo actually spawned in here when I was hearing a dodo making noises. I thought I was going crazy. Then I thought to look around, and he was just chilling up here, so I punched him out and tamed him, and now he just hangs out up here. So, animals spawning inside my base is actually a semi-common occurrence. And this is the room that people go crazy over. This is my greenhouse. And unfortunately, a lot of the plots have run out of fertilizer because I haven't been on the server in a while. So, let's see. Okay. So we're gonna try to just save what we can for the plants. But yes, I realize this is completely excessive and we really don't need this many crops. However, I had the space and actually this was all metal. I went and tore this whole wing of my base down and rebuilt it basically. I really don't want to lose my crops because these take forever. So I do have an even 100 plots. These were all filled until very recently. I'm really kind of mad that I let the fertilizer run out. So now you guys don't get to see it at its full capacity. So we're just gonna put some fertilizer down. I'll do the rest of this off camera. I just want to see these guys are really, really low. I knew I needed to do this, but I thought I had more time. That's really unfortunate. I'll just get some of these guys done. I mean, it's not a huge deal. It is and it isn't. Because I have enough fertilizer to bring all this back, so it's not gonna do a lot. But yeah, this is my greenhouse. It has some really nice views when the lighting isn't being weird. There we go. So you can see outside, you can see the wall, you can see all the animals. I think it came out really nice. You're probably wondering how many tanks it takes to water this many. The answer is a lot, but not as many as you think. So that's all that. And let's go ahead, and the only way to get out onto the roof is this way. So you can actually get out onto the roof. So this is what it looks like. Ooh, hello, Mr. Trike. From the side. That is our public adoption center / hatchery. Anyone can use it. It's pretty cool. So this is the roof. It's a roof. I'm not sure what you're expecting, but it's a roof. And here we go. So these are all my tanks. I started with 12 tanks, and it wasn't enough to keep all of the plots watered when I first had them, when I was first setting them up, so I added more. So we are now up to 2, 4, 6, 8. So we're up to 16 tanks. Obviously they're all metal. I can add more if I need to, but so far we've been fine. One of the reasons I've been holding off the cooker is that I would have to run a pipe all the way down to the bay to get water because they don't run off of tanks. But yes, I know that wall is misplaced. And of course you can come on here. It's always funny seeing someone land on this with a quetz because it looks like it should just shatter and it doesn't, and it's kind of, whoa, hate it when it does that. So that is the Arkanus. So let's go ahead and go back in. I spent a lot of time building this. I planned the first floor out the most, which is why it has really crazy corridors, but I think the whole thing turned out real well. It is working fantastically. I do hoard a lot of materials, and that's sort of one of the reasons why is so when we get new stuff, I don't have to spend a lot of time bothering with it, like making new stuff. So that's my little, I forgot about this. I have a little observation deck up here with a bench, so you can just sit down and kind of chill out and watch the animals. And over here is one of my troughs. It's actually up there. Use the ladder to get up. And this over here is, oh my god, I get so many Spino eggs. I could tame the entire ocean full of sharks and probably still have Spino eggs left over. So this is the area where all the small animals are going to be so far. I only have the beetles. And I store all the poop in there so I don't have to run around and collect it all. So that's pretty much it. I mean, I say that, but there's a lot of stuff. So it was a lot of work. I think it was really worth it. I really enjoy having full amenities and all sorts of supplies and stuff all over the place. It makes it a lot easier because everything's protected, and this is a PvE server, so I'm basically one of the only people on the server who has built anything in metal. It's a huge, huge undertaking, but I like not having to worry about anything attacking me. Like, gigas can't damage stone. Metal. The only animal I have to fear anything from is the Dodo Rex, and since that's an event creature that hasn't been popping up wild, you have to summon it, I have literally nothing to fear from anything in the server, which is really nice. As you can see, I do have, this is all going to be a giant wall, basically. I'm still working on it. It takes forever. So, but anyways, I'm getting pretty hungry and I want to go eat some lunch. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I hope you guys really enjoyed my base tour. And if you have any questions about anything that I've done in the base, go ahead and ask me in the comments. I will be happy to help you out with any sort of building things. The base is really big, but the design is fairly simplistic. I've since learned a lot about the building system, and there are a lot of things I'm not happy with about it that need to be changed, but overall, I think I did a pretty good job. I hope you guys think so too. Anyways, thank you for joining me, and I shall see you all in the next episode.